Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our weekly media availability. We have Theo Johnson here for you this morning. If you guys have any questions, just use the raise hand feature. And we can start with Tyler Donahue.
Good morning, Theo. How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm well, thank you. Coming off of a game where all top three tight ends made a play or a few plays, what's the confidence level of that group right now through three matchups?
I think that our room is very confident right now, and I think that's something we're expecting. I think it was just a matter of time, and that's something we've kind of always talked about, just proving to ourselves and proving to everybody else what we're capable of. So I think it feels really good to finally be able to start showing people what we're all about in our tight end room here.
Rich Scarcella.
Good morning, Ty. Excuse me. Good morning, Theo, and thanks for doing this. You mentioned you were expecting this. Was it something that you knew from the start when Coach Yurcich came aboard? And how much have we seen of the offense so far?
I think when I say we were expecting this, I think it's just we know all the things that we're capable of in our tight end room, and I think that there's a lot of expectations for us from Coach Yurcich and from the team because of all the talent we have in our room. But I think that there's still a lot more in the tank when it comes to our offense. And I think that we still have a lot more to show and a lot more to prove with what we're capable of. But I think that's probably the most exciting part is that we're doing so well right now, and we're still nowhere near what we're capable of as an offense. So I think that's pretty exciting.
Go to Joe Giuliano. Seth Engel, you're on deck.
Good morning, Theo. I was wondering what the relationship is among you, Brenton and Tyler. How do you guys get along? Do you hang out a lot? What's the dynamic like?
All three of us, we're like the three amigos. We're always watching film together. We hang out outside the football facility together. We got a pretty close knit group, and I think it just makes it a whole lot better when you work and you go to war with these guys, and then we're all making plays together on Saturdays. I think it's a really great feeling to see guys that you work with so much get their recognition and get to make plays on Saturday. So we got a real close group.
Seth Engel.
How's it going, Theo? Just want to know what sets Mike Yurcich apart from other offensive coordinators or coaches in general that you've had in the past.
Well, I've only had one other OC in college in the past. I think Yurcich, he just has a very, I'd say, wide range of things we can do with his offense. And I think as a tight end, personally, it's a great offense because you're able to display everything. You're flexed out wide, you're in the slot, you're in the backfield in the fullback position. So I think that's probably what I like the most about the offense is that we get to do everything. But comes along with that is that you need to know everything. So there's a lot on our plate in the tight end room because we're expected to know pretty much every position on the offense. But it's something that we want though, and we're showing we're capable of it, doing a whole bunch of three tight end stuff and things like that. So I think that's probably what I like the most about the offense.
Go to Daniel Gallen next. Tyler Donahue, you're on deck.
Morning, Theo. The tight ends seemed to be really open when you guys made some big plays on Saturday night. How much of that was scheme? How much of that was maybe tempo catching Auburn off guard? I mean, how were you guys able to, be that open in those spots?
I think it was just scheme, plays that we've practiced pretty much all throughout camp, and that we were ready for. It was just a matter of time of them being called, and they're those plays where that when they're called that it's going to be pretty much wide open, and you're kind of expecting it. So I think that has a lot to do with scheme.
Tyler Donahue.
Yeah, Theo, you and Tyler were freshmen together last year. We didn't get a chance to really learn a lot about him at tight end in high school. What have you seen the last couple of years in his development at the position? And how about his versatility being that high school quarterback and a guy who was recruited at quarterback a little bit?
Yeah, I think that not enough people have been talking with Tyler. I think he's probably the best kept secret that we have on our team. He's capable as anybody we have in the tight end room. So that's kind of what I mean when I say it was a matter of time. It was just a matter of time for people to start seeing him make plays, because he consistently is a playmaker in practice and was throughout camp. So I think seeing him make plays, it's great to see, but it's nothing that anybody on our team is surprised about, because he's been doing this this whole year. So it's really great to see him start make plays on Saturdays.
Luciano Chatelain.
Hey Theo, looking up to the NFL and seeing guys such as Jesse James, Mike Gesickis, and Pat Fairmouth, does that make you feel an extra responsibility or pressure at the tight end position?
I wouldn't say pressure, but it's good to see those guys that came through here make plays, and it kind of just reminds you of what the standard is in the tight end room, and that we come from a long line of very dominant tight ends in the college level and moving on to the pro level. So you just know what the standard is, and you know what you have to work towards. And I think that all of us are ready to live up to that standard.
Joe Giuliano, and then we'll go back to Seth.
Theo, the Wisconsin game, you guys did a lot of the dirty work, but nobody caught a pass. Was there any talk after the game about maybe not being as involved in the offense as you would like, and how's that changed in the last two games?
I think that for us in the tight end room, we have a really great attitude when it comes to that stuff, because we know that we're kind of the utility knife of the offense. So we know that we got to do a lot of the dirty work. We got to do the stuff that nobody else really wants to do or can do. And I think that that's something we knew going into that game and going into all the games, is we're just worried about doing what the team needs. At the end of the day, if there's a win in that win column, we're good. So we know that sometimes tight end entails doing some of that dirty work. And we knew that when we strapped our helmet on. So that's not something that we really complain about or anything like that.
Seth Engel, Rich Scarcella on deck.
Yes, you've been teammates with Sean now for over a year. So I'm wondering, how have you seen his kind of development, evolve over the past year, especially through this season, having one of the best games of his career, on Saturday? What did you see from him on Saturday, and how have you seen that evolve?
Yeah, I think I told people, I was starting to tell people this before the season, because you get a lot of questions from people asking about Sean and how he's looking and stuff. And during camp, I was telling people, I have all the confidence in the world in Sean. There's he was receiving a lot of hate last year from people, and there's a lot of questions coming into the season. But I've told people, just seeing his work ethic and how he's worked throughout this off season, and how he's kind of flourished in this offense. Coming into the season, there's no doubt in my mind that Sean was going to be doing the things that he's doing right now. So I guess it's just really good to see, he's doing those things that everybody kind of expected with how well he was doing this offseason. So it's great to see him doing the things he's doing. And I think that, again, it's just really exciting, because we haven't even reached the pinnacle of what we're capable of. So I think he's going to keep on improving just with everybody else in this offense as well.
Rich Scarcella, Daniel Gallen, you're on deck.
Theo, I would like to go back to Tyler Warren and his touchdown. Was that worked on in practice last week? What did you expect it to be part of the game plan? And did you ever get a chance to run that in practice?
Well, as much as I would like to have been the Wildcat QB, that's not something I ever worked on. It was more Tyler's thing. I joked about, I like telling Yurcich, I should be the backup for the Wildcat QB position, but that's not something I ever worked on. It's kind of was just that whole package is kind of Tyler's baby, just because, he was a quarterback in high school, so that's kind of his thing. But I think it's something we were expecting, something we worked on so that we knew if it ever came up in a game, we'd be able to go out there and execute. So yeah, it's something that we worked on and we were ready for.
Daniel Gallen.
Where have you made the most strides in your game from freshman year now to the sophomore year?
I think the biggest thing is just being comfortable with the plays. I think my freshman year, I was just trying to get on the field any way I could, and it's a big difference from this year to last year with just how the speed of the game is for me. I think as much as we do tempo and stuff like that, I think that the game has slowed down for me, and it's not just what do I need to do for this play and just knowing my assignment. I think I've progressed to knowing my assignment and what I need to do, what to expect pre-snap, what I see, and then post-snap read. So I think that's probably the biggest strides I've made is just being more comfortable on the field and the game have slowing down for me so that I can do more post-snap rather than just run the route blindly because I know that's what I need to do.
Next, we'll go to Alexis Yoder.
Theo, what's your relationship like with Coach Howell, being that he's, a former Penn State player himself, and, how does he use those experiences to coach you guys?
I think, Coach Howell has a really good relationship with all of us. And I think it helps because he's kind of a younger coach, so he can, talk to us about his experiences. I know like week 1, he was just talking to us a lot about, when he played Wisconsin and a lot of his feelings towards Wisconsin. So I think he does a good job of getting us fired up before the games. And I think that if he could, he would strap on a helmet and hop in with us because I think he gets fired up damn near just as much as we do before the game. So I think that having him as a coach has been really great so far, and I'm looking forward to continuing working with him.
Tyler Donahue.
Theo, your first touchdown catch was the first touchdown throw for Taquan Roberson. I know you've probably caught a lot of passes from him on the practice field. Coach Franklin says they want to see more game action from him as the season moves forward. What's your confidence level in him if for whatever reason he had to step up as quarterback for Penn State right now?
I got a lot of confidence in Taquan. Something I said to him after that touchdown is that's like me and him have been doing this since like freshman year. We have these Sunday scrimmages where it's just pretty much the developmental guys or guys that don't really get much action in the game. And last year I did that a whole bunch. And, Taquan during that was throwing me a whole bunch of passes and we were making plays and stuff. So it's just really great to see going from the developmental scrimmages on Sundays to making plays on Saturdays. I think it was really great that he threw my first touchdown pass just because, kind of where we came from. So I got a lot of confidence in Taquan. I think that he's got a lot of potential. So if he ever had to step in the game, I'd feel really good with him being out there with us.
Back to Rich Scarcella.
Theo, I want to ask you about 2 things in your bio. Are you still interested in coaching and cooking, and why?
I think that as I get older, I'm always going to be around the game. I think that I've got too much experience and too much love for the game to just completely walk away from it. I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what's going to look like yet as to how involved I'm going to be, but I know that I'm going to be involved some way, shape, or form. And I still really do like cooking. I haven't got much opportunity to do as much as I would like during the season, just with how crazy our schedule is. But every chance I get, it's nothing like a nice home cooked meal.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I really like Italian food, so I like cooking pasta, calzones, stuff like that. I really like Italian food, so that's kind of my thing. Not Italian though. I don't know why. I just like how it tastes.
We have time for a couple more. We'll go back to Tyler Donahue.
Thank you. I guess one other guy in the room that no one has brought up yet is Khalil Dinkins. I know he got to campus just a few months ago, first year on campus, so you're easing him in. But what's your early impression of the freshman since he arrived?
I think one word I would use to describe him is raw. I think that he's got a lot of raw potential, and you can see that, like, just the progression just from when he's got here. He's been working on getting his weight up, and you can kind of see his confidence starting to grow. I think that once he really gets all the plays down, then he can start working on getting his technique better and better. But I think that he's got a lot of raw potential, and he can be pretty special. He's just got to keep on developing and getting better, and that's what he's been doing. So I'm really pleased with how he's been working, and it's been good to see. He'll kind of hold me after and ask me questions about things he's unsure of, or just this Sunday he was doing the scrimmage I was just talking about, and I was out there coaching him up, and he was asking me, like, with this look, what should I have done? So it's kind of good to see him asking those type of questions, because he's eager to learn and he's eager to improve. So I think if he keeps that same attitude, he's gonna really develop into something special.
We'll have our last question is Seth Engel.
Yeah, so I have kind of two questions that go side by side here. I'm wondering if you have a different relationship with the guys who also came from Canada, and then also, kind of how that relationship has evolved, especially with Christian Veilleux on the offense, and then how you've seen Jesse Wildcat improve this season at defensive end.
I think I have a good relationship with all those guys. I think Jesse in particular, just because when I was a recruit, they pretty much paired me with them every time I was visiting here, and I kind of knew about him before I ever came down to Penn State. So I think I have a really good relationship with those guys, and it's really great to see Jesse doing the things he's doing. I think he deserves it. I think it's been a long time coming for him, so I'm really happy seeing him do the things he's been doing. I got a good relationship with Christian. Whenever we would make plays during camp, people would say it's the Canadian connection. So I think I got a really good relationship with all those guys, with Seth. So yeah, I think it's really great working with those guys, and I'm looking forward to see Christian start to make some plays coming here soon.
All right. Thank you, Theo. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
Thank you, guys.